Oklahoma might be the hidden gem of the Midwest, but it's not perfect. After 35 years of living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm going to give you 5 pros, 5 cons, no fluff. So if you're thinking about relocating to Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you're thinking about living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're going to watch this video before you commit. Sabrina, I'm a local real estate agent here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and my team and I make all these videos for you. And in full transparency, we do that so that if you're thinking about making your move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, or one of our surrounding suburbs, that you'll reach out to us. We specialize in helping relocation buyers like you not only find the perfect house in the perfect area that meets your specific needs, and for a relocation buyer, that's invaluable. So we give you the full insider scoop from the pros and the cons to the lifestyle to the community and everything in between. It doesn't matter if you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months. It's never too early and it's never too late to reach out. Negativity sells, but guys, we are starting with the positive. We are starting with the pros of living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the number one pro is the cost of living. It is the affordable housing. So you can still get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, entry-level house that is very nice. Even post-2020 boom, our housing prices are lower. So in Tulsa, the average housing price in the past rolling 6 months is $286,000. And in Tulsa County, it's $305,000. And yes, that's lower than the national average, but also when you look at what you can get for that price range, it's really great. And then guys, when you're into, a lot of what happens is we have people selling their homes in California, in Colorado, in Utah, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, all these areas, all these metros where the cost of living is super high, and you can sell and you can buy for cash, and what you can buy for cash or just take out a little bit of loan is pretty amazing. We have some stunning, gorgeous houses from once you get to that $500,000 price point to that $1 million price point, and even our entry-level price point is definitely better than what you could get in a 1-bedroom condo in LA. So housing makes it great for first-time home buyers or people who are cash rich and looking to not have a mortgage. Pro number 2 is our vibrant culture and art scene. A lot of people that I talk to have never even heard of Tulsa. They're like, Oklahoma? And then they think tumbleweeds, they think tractors. And yes, there are tractors. I don't really see tumbleweeds. That's more in western Oklahoma. But guys, Tulsa used to be the oil capital of the world. And so we didn't have normal migration patterns. We had big money coming from the East Coast. We had big money coming from the West Coast. And Tulsa was built and has this vibrant Art Deco scene, one of the largest collections of Art Deco architecture in the United States. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty fantastic. And our downtown has been thriving, and for the past 2 decades, really going through a revitalization, and it's pretty cool. So we have the Tulsa Ballet, we have the Philbrook Museum, we have Payne's Ballroom, so we've got arts, we've got a music scene. I was talking to some friends from the Tulsa Remote program, which if you're not familiar with that and you're a remote worker, you should definitely check out a few of my videos on Tulsa Remote. Tulsa will pay you $10,000 to move here to Tulsa. There's some stipulations, but watch that. But in hearing them talk, we were at the art crawl. So every first Friday in downtown Tulsa, there's the art crawl. And you go and there's different galleries open, there's live music, there's people performing, and there were people talking and they're like, Tulsa now is what Nashville was before it became Nashville. So it's got this really cool art culture vibe that you really truly don't expect. It really can surprise people who expect a small, boring, rural town. A lot of people that I've talked to also think they're not going to be able to do anything in Tulsa, like they're not going to be able to shop. Like, guys, we have everything. We've got Starbucks, we've got Target, we've got Lowe's, we've got Home Depot, we have a Shields, we have Dick's Sporting Goods, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. I mean, we have everything that you have in your big towns. It's just super easy to get to. Tulsa has so many cool festivals. We have Mayfest, which is actually coming up this weekend. I'm volunteering. It has local artists from the region coming in, and it's so cool and fun. I'm volunteering, so I'll be giving the artists a break if they want to use the restroom, go look around or something, like we're sitting in the artist booth. But Mayfest is so cool. We've got Driller Stadium downtown, which is a minor league baseball team, which is really cool and fun. You've got Tulsa Tough, which, oh my goodness, that happens in June, and people come from all over the world, actually. Well, I think all over the world. definitely all over the United States. And it's such a cool, awesome race. And you just have people and it's such a fun vibe. You've got Oktoberfest, you've got jazz festivals. Like there's really so much going on all the time that's fun. Okay, pro number 3 is there is a growing food, coffee, brewery scene. So downtown has a lot of breweries and they keep evolving and coming, which are a lot of fun. You have farm to table restaurants, and I travel a lot and I'm a big foodie. And so when I travel, we love going to different restaurants and trying the food. And I would put our Tulsa chefs up against some in the East Coast and the West Coast any day. Like they are completely fabulous. So yes, we have all the chains. If you want Cracker Barrels or the Chili's or the Chick-fil-A, things like that, like they're all here, but we have local great restaurants. Pro number 4 is that you have a no hustle culture. Tulsa is slower paced. You have easier commutes. If you're in Tulsa, you can get anywhere in the surrounding suburbs in like 20 to 30 minutes and anywhere in Tulsa in like 15. And I'll give you an example of just the slower pace. I was in Dallas and I was at one of the areas that has, you know, the nice shopping Lemon Avenue or something. And I couldn't find where I was supposed to go. And I pulled into the parking lot. Well, there was a security guard there and I rolled down my window because I was like, I'm not sure where to go. And he's like, shaking his finger at me like, get out. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like in Tulsa, if that would have happened, the guy would have come up to your door and been like, hey, you can't park here, but why don't you just go around the corner and turn left and they've got parking there. It would have been totally nice and made you feel better. So again, just you're definitely having a slower pace, which I know can be especially appealing if you're burnt out on the city. Now I know some of you guys thrive on that, but if you want that slower pace, that is a great pro of Tulsa. Pro number 5, you have that tight-knit community feel. So again, just giving you the example of like the parking lot. Like if you were lost and you needed directions, you could stop somebody and they would give you directions, like they would help you. If you stop me, I'm not that great with directions, like I would have to get my GPS out. But people will help you out, or if they're like, hey, what's a good restaurant to go to, you know, or someone had a date night or something and they were like trying to find a place to go and have a dessert or have a cool drink. You could ask somebody on the side of the street. Like people say hi. When you're smiling, they say hi. If you're in the grocery store, you could expect to have a conversation with the cashier or, you know, somebody behind you in line. We also call it SMALSA. If you don't know somebody in Tulsa, you know somebody who knows the person you're talking to. But it's got a cool big city vibe. It's 400,000 people. The Tulsa Metro is 1 million people. And to put that in perspective, the whole state of Oklahoma has 4 million people, and like the Dallas-Fort Worth area has 4 million people. So the Tulsa area and all the counties and the suburbs make up 1 million. So when you think of more space and population, that's why. And some of my clients are like, Sabrina, stop making videos. We don't want people to find out about Tulsa. So it's tight-knit. There are friendly people. You can get in and feel like you belong. There are churches everywhere. You can go to a church. You can volunteer. I didn't even talk about the gathering place. You've got the gathering place that you can volunteer at, like the Tulsa Botanical Gardens, the Rose Garden. So many opportunities to find something like a knitting club. Not that I would do a knitting club, but I mean, that would be fun for some people. But there's just all kinds of things that you can do and get involved in. On Thursday evenings at the gathering place, you know, they have music. There's lots of places with live music. There's bike clubs, there's running clubs. There's really so much to do. I'm gonna give you another pro because I didn't talk about the gathering place, and it's our outdoor spaces. Like we have fantastic parks. The gathering place is, according to TripAdvisor, like one of the top 10 world attractions. It's not Central Park, but it's completely amazing in a whole nother way. Like magical. If you have kids, like just taking them to play there is absolutely magical. And just going there, like there's places like you can go to the lodge. I'll go to the lodge sometimes and just work when I'm having a remote day and just work and look out the big windows, and it's so nice and relaxing and total great vibes. And there's always things going on. Like you can do yoga on the lawn. And speaking of that, you can do that downtown too at Guthrie Greens. You've got Turkey Mountain, which is not an actual mountain, but it's what we call a mountain. Although when you go a little bit more eastern, you do start getting mountains. You could go somewhere like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, like camp for the weekend and totally get away and do some amazing hiking very close to you. All right, but nothing's perfect. And con number 1, I'm just gonna get straight to it, is our weather. And you are going to think tornadoes. And yes, there are tornadoes. But watch this video right here that I did over tornadoes. They are EF0 to EF2. They are not that bad. We usually get warnings. If you live in Tulsa, it's truly not a big deal. Like there was a tornado warning probably like a month ago, and I had some California clients, and they called me the next day and they were like, hey, there was a tornado. I was like, there was? And so if you're from the area, it's really not a big deal for us unless the sirens are going off. When the sirens start going off, then I'm going to pay attention. They do go off on Wednesdays just to do practice runs, just to test the system. But we don't really worry about the tornadoes. Watch that video because it talks about like the differences. It talks about people that have been harmed, fatalities. And so when you look at it in that sense, if you're from Oklahoma, like it's just something we deal with. Like it's really not a big deal. Now, when you go to the more Oklahoma City area, they do have, their tornadoes are a bit more devastating. And so I would worry about that if I was there, but I don't worry about it in Tulsa. There's high humidity. It's hot in the summer. There's high humidity. I don't deal with it with my hair, but some of my friends are like, oh my goodness, it's so humid. Like my hair is being crazy. So I don't notice that. And I really don't notice the humidity, but I guess if you're not from a humid area, you might notice it. Con number 2 is our public transportation is not great. You need a car, period. You're not going to be able to use the bus stops. There's not a subway. There's definitely places to bike, but to use that as a mode of transportation, not really going to be possible. So as far as public transportation goes, that is a con. You need a vehicle. But the cool thing about that is in your vehicle, you can get anywhere in like 15 to 30 minutes if you're going in one of the outer suburbs. Con number 3, we have brown water for our lakes. So I love the water. I've grown up at the lakes, grown up in the lakes. Like they're brown lakes. Like that's what we swim in. It's not beautiful ocean water. If you see a pond, it's brown. Sometimes they'll dye them to where they get that pretty green color in some of the neighborhoods. Some of the ponds will do that, but our water's brown. Lake life is fun though, guys. So you can enjoy lake life. There are lakes that are so close, 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. We have all these lakes around us. There's so many lakes, like the state with the most man-made lakes. So you can have a great lake life. You just gotta know the water's brown. All right, con number 4 is lower wages. So if you're coming from some of these bigger states, like yes, the cost of living is low, but our wages can be lower in some sectors. Now, I was just talking to a client that is moving here. His son just took an internship as a surgeon here at one of our local hospitals, and he was telling me that actually the Tulsa area was paying more because they were from California. It was the Compton Hospital. Just talking about the differences. So not only was he getting paid more as a doctor, but like how far his dollar could stretch was amazing. So the whole family's moving here. So in some sectors, you'll get paid more, but then in a lot of them, you're gonna have lower wages, but again, that cost of living is lower. Another con with the cost of living with what I wanna say is so our housing prices are lower, our property taxes are not high compared to national averages. We do have them, but they're not high compared to national averages, but our insurance premiums on our houses are high. That is going to be dependent on the age of the house and your credit. And so all those things go into effect. And I know insurance is rising nationally in every state, but Oklahoma has very high insurance. That is something when you're thinking about the cost of living, like you definitely want to understand how much you're going to be paying for your insurance premiums to take that into account. Con number 5 is going to be limited diversity. We have a lot more diversity than people expect, but it's definitely not LA, it's not Canada, it's not New York City. So when you're comparing diversity there, it is less diverse, but I would say that it's more inclusive than people would expect. And like, again, I guess it's that Midwestern niceness, like diversity is embraced, but there's still down home values. And your last con is you have a reputation to overcome. Tulsa has a reputation to overcome. Most people, if you tell them that you're going to move to Tulsa, if they have never been here, they're going to be like, where? Then you're going to say Oklahoma, and they're going to be like, you're doing what? But I'm telling you, you can live an elevated lifestyle in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This city has so much to offer. Our surrounding suburbs have so much to offer. You have space, you have green space, you've got kind people, you've got an awesome, fun arts, cultural scene, you've got stunning, beautiful houses. There is truly, I have to tell you the cons, and I'm being completely honest with them, but there is so much to love. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you're thinking about making that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, we make these videos for you so that you'll reach out to us. You'll either talk to me or you'll talk to somebody from our team. Our information is down below. Give us a call, schedule a Zoom call, text, email. We would love to talk to you and show you around town.